the Brahmakumaris Security Services Wing has been serving the forces all across the country, all the different forces, be it under the central government or under the Home Ministry. So we just see this video first, and then we begin the session. Thank you. Thank you.
आधुनिक समय में सुरक्षा बलों के सामने अनेक चुनौतियां हैं, चाहे अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर पाकिस्तान और चाइना बॉर्डर हो, राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर आंतरिक सुरक्षा हो, सामाजिक स्तर पर कोरोना का प्रकोप हो या व्यक्तिगत स्तर पर अनेक जिम्मेवारियों का बोझ हो। इन सब दायित्व को सफलतापूर्वक निभाने के लिए लगातार प्रशिक्षण के साथ साथ स्व सशक्तिकरण अर्थात मानसिक शक्ति व मनोबल बढ़ाने की भी अत्यंत आवश्यकता है। सिक्योरिटी सर्विसेज विंग का निर्माण सन 2001 में राजयोग एजुकेशन एंड रिसर्च फाउंडेशन के द्वारा भारत की मिलिट्री, पैरामिलिट्री एवं स्टेट पुलिस फोर्सेस के लिए किया गया, ताकि आंतरिक शक्ति के विकास द्वारा बढ़ते हुए स्ट्रेस लेवल्स को कम किया जा सके। इन कार्यक्रमों का संचालन माउंट आबू स्थित ब्रह्मा कुमारीज की एकेडमी फॉर अ बेटर वर्ल्ड ज्ञान सरोवर द्वारा होता है। डॉक्टर त्रिनाथ मिश्रा डीजी सीआरपीएफ ने सिक्योरिटी सर्विसेज विंग का ऑफिशियल उद्घाटन सन 2002 में किया और इसमें पहली बार आर्मी व नेवी के हेडक्वार्टर्स ने अपने वरिष्ठ अधिकारियों को ऑफिशियल ड्यूटी पर नॉमिनेट किया। सुरक्षा बलों की जरूरतों को ध्यान में रखते हुए उसी अनुसार विषयों का चयन किया गया, जैसे सेल्फ एम्पावरमेंट, स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट, हार्मनी इन रिलेशनशिप्स, पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग, मैनेजिंग चैलेंजेस, स्लीप मैनेजमेंट, मेडिटेशन आदि। यह बात भी स्पष्ट होती जा रही है कि अनेक समस्याओं का कारण जीवन में मूल्यों की कमी है। इस विषय पर नवंबर 2020 के ऑनलाइन कार्यक्रम में अनेक वरिष्ठ अधिकारी जैसे डीजी आईटीबीपी, डीजी एसएसबी, डीजीपी वेस्ट बंगाल, डीजीपी उत्तराखंड आदि ने भाग लिया। आध्यात्मिकता हमें मूल्यों को आत्मसात करना सिखाती है और मेडिटेशन का अभ्यास मन को स्थिर बनाता है। साहस, दृढ़ संकल्प, सहयोग एवं टीम भावना के मूल्य एक व्यक्ति में सच्ची नेतृत्व कला को विकसित करती है, जिससे असंभव कार्य भी संभव हो जाते हैं। कठिन परिस्थितियों में भी मन को स्थिर करने की कला जीवन में एकाग्रता, परखने की शक्ति और सही निर्णय करने की विशेषताएं सुनिश्चित करती है। शुरुआती वर्षों में विभिन्न सुरक्षा बलों और विशेष आर्म्ड फोर्सेस के निमंत्रण पर अनेक तनाव मुक्ति के कार्यक्रम किए गए, जिससे अनेकानेक सुरक्षा कर्मियों को लाभ प्राप्त हुआ। सन 2014 से सिक्योरिटी सर्विसेज विंग द्वारा विशेष भारत के पैरामिलिट्री फोर्सेस के लिए विशाल स्तर पर सेवाओं का आरंभ हुआ। जून 2014 में सिक्योरिटी सर्विसेज विंग को एम्पैनल किया गया श्री डीके पाठक डीजी बीएसएफ द्वारा। बीएसएफ प्रोजेक्ट के अंतर्गत 2014 से सभी फ्रंटियर्स, सेक्टर्स और ट्रेनिंग सेंटर्स में 2 दिवसीय तनाव मुक्ति कार्यक्रम किए गए। इस कार्यक्रम से प्रेरणा लेकर सीआईएसएफ ने भी 2015 से 2017 तक 6 ट्रेनिंग सेंटर्स, 8 एयरपोर्ट सेक्टर्स तथा 80 ऑपरेशनल यूनिट्स में 2 दिवसीय तनाव मुक्ति कार्यक्रम का आयोजन कराया। फील्ड फॉर्मेशंस के कार्यक्रम के साथ साथ वर्ष में एक बार माउंट आबू मुख्यालय में सभी फोर्सेस के लिए 3 दिवसीय रेजिडेंशियल प्रोग्राम का आयोजन किया जाता है। 2015 में मुख्य अतिथि के रूप में यूनियन मिनिस्टर ऑफ स्टेट होम अफेयर्स श्री किरेन रिजिजू पधारे। श्री किरेन रिजिजू ने अपने उद्घाटन भाषण में सीपीओज के लिए सेंट्रलाइज्ड मैकेनिज्म ऑफ ट्रेनिंग के प्रति बहुत स्पष्ट मैसेज दिया।
अपना जो सेंट्रल फोर्सेस है, अपने गृह मंत्रालय के माध्यम से मैं तुरंत जा करके अपने डिवीजन में सबको कहूंगा कि सारा फोर्सेस में इसका एक मैकेनिज्म डेवलप होना चाहिए, जो लगातार इस तरह का जो ट्रेनिंग है, इंटरेक्शन है, ये हमारे जितना भी सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस में है, इसका एक प्रैक्टिस एक रेगुलर वे में इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइज्ड तरीका अपनाना चाहिए। इसके लिए मैं जाकर के तुरंत अपने अधिकारियों से मैं बात करूंगा।
इंडियन नेवी में 2016 से 2018 तक ऑफिशियली नेवल हेडक्वार्टर सहित ईस्टर्न, वेस्टर्न और सदर्न कमांड्स में इरेडिकेशन ऑफ स्ट्रेस एंड एनहांसिंग इनर स्ट्रेंथ विषय पर प्रोग्राम्स किए गए। इसके साथ ही 2016 से 2018 तक कोस्ट गार्ड हेडक्वार्टर्स के आदेश अनुसार उनके 16 मुख्य स्थान जैसे ओखा, कोच्चि, कोलकाता, पोर्ट ब्लेयर, रामेश्वरम, पारादीप आदि में तनाव मुक्ति कार्यक्रम कराए गए। उत्तर भारत की दुर्गम सीमाओं की सुरक्षा करने वाले आईटीबीपी कर्मियों के लिए श्रीनगर, लेह, लोहितपुर, तेजू, गैंगटॉक आदि में कार्यक्रम कराए गए, जहां एसएसबी के सभी फ्रंटियर्स में सेल्फ एम्पावरमेंट के कार्यक्रमों का आयोजन कराया गया। वहीं एनएसजी के हब्स चेन्नई, हैदराबाद, मानेसर और अहमदाबाद में भी कार्यक्रमों का आयोजन कराया गया। वर्ष 2018 में सबसे बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट, सबसे बड़ी पैरामिलिट्री फोर्स सीआरपीएफ के सभी सेक्टर्स में कार्यक्रम कराने का लिया गया। इसके अंतर्गत नवी मुंबई, गुवाहाटी, इम्फाल, अगरतला, भुवनेश्वर आदि में कार्यक्रम किए गए। दिल्ली के निकट ओम शांति रिट्रीट सेंटर के सुंदर प्रांगण में सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस के लिए 2 दिवसीय रेजिडेंशियल प्रोग्राम का आयोजन किया जाता है। अनेक वरिष्ठ अधिकारियों ने इन कार्यक्रमों में भाग लिया, जैसे श्री राजेंद्र सिंह, डीजी कोस्ट गार्ड, श्री ओपी सिंह, डीजी सीआईएसएफ, वाइस एडमिरल एके चावला, चीफ ऑफ पर्सनल इंडियन नेवी आदि। राज्य पुलिस बलों के लिए पहली बार 2018-19 में राजस्थान के डीजीपी ओपी गल्होत्रा जी की प्रेरणा से 33 जिला पुलिस मुख्यालयों में तनाव मुक्ति कार्यक्रम किए गए। 30 दिसंबर 2018 को एसएसडब्ल्यू के लिए एक ऐतिहासिक दिन रहा, जब स्वयं जनरल बिपिन रावत, चीफ ऑफ आर्मी स्टाफ, हमारे मुख्यालय माउंट आबरी दी गई, जिसके फलस्वरूप आर्मी हेडक्वार्टर ने सभी कमांड्स को एसएसडब्ल्यू द्वारा कार्यक्रम कराने की स्वीकृति दी।
मेरे पिताजी स्वर्गीय लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल लक्ष्मण सिंह रावत आपकी संस्था से जुड़े हुए थे। उनके जरिए मुझे आपकी संस्था के बारे में पूरी जानकारी है। आपकी संस्था के जो सदस्य हैं वो हमारी फौज में, हमारी सेना में लगातार आते रहते हैं और हमारे जवानों का भी इस तरह का मार्गदर्शन जो आप करते हैं वो करते आए हैं।
अप्रैल 2019 से आर्मी के अनेक स्थानों जैसे बारामूला, अखनूर, जामनगर, बाड़मेर आदि में कार्यक्रमों का आयोजन कराया गया। देश के कोने कोने में फैली हुई सुरक्षा बलों को सशक्त करने के लिए एसएसडब्ल्यू सदा प्रतिबद्ध है। प्रत्येक वर्ष सभी कार्यक्रमों को करने के लिए एसएसडब्ल्यू की अनुभवी फैकल्टीज हजारों किलोमीटर की दूरी तय करते हैं। एसएसडब्ल्यू फैकल्टीज की निष्ठा, प्रतिबद्धता और निस्वार्थता इस बात से स्पष्ट होती है कि इन पूरे कार्यक्रमों के लिए कोई फीस नहीं ली गई। जनवरी 2020 से पूरे विश्व में कोरोना वायरस के रूप में एक आधुनिक चुनौती सामने आई। इसको नियंत्रण करने के लिए सख्त और दीर्घकालीन लॉकडाउन पूरे देश में किए गए। भय और अनिश्चितता के इस दौर में भारतवर्ष के सुरक्षा कर्मियों ने फ्रंटलाइन कोरोना वॉरियर्स बनकर अपनी जान की भी परवाह न कर देशभक्ति की एक श्रेष्ठ मिसाल कायम की। ऐसी विकट परिस्थितियों में एसएसडब्ल्यू ने इन वीरों को आंतरिक रूप से सशक्त करने के लिए विशेष ऑनलाइन कार्यक्रमों का आयोजन कराया। ऑनलाइन कार्यक्रम के अनेक फायदे हैं। इसको आयोजन करना सहज है। इसमें कोई आर्थिक बोझ नहीं है। अधिक से अधिक सुरक्षा कर्मी विभिन्न स्थानों पर सहज रूप से लाभ ले सकते हैं। इसके अतिरिक्त दूर बैठे अच्छे से अच्छे एसएसडब्ल्यू फैकल्टीज की सेवाएं सहज ली जा सकती है। इन्हीं कारणों से अनेक राज्यों की पुलिस के लिए स्व सशक्तिकरण के कार्यक्रमों का सफलतापूर्वक आयोजन कराया गया, जैसे कि केरला, मध्य प्रदेश, राजस्थान, हरियाणा, तेलंगाना, उत्तराखंड, दिल्ली आदि। इसी श्रृंखला में रेडन कार्यक्रम की उपयोगिता और पहुंच इस उदाहरण से समझी जा सकती है कि इंडियन नेवी के दक्षिणी नौसेना कमांड में सिस्टर शिवानी के एक कार्यक्रम का लाभ 7 राज्यों में फैले लगभग 35 यूनिट्स में बैठे हुए 5000 नौसैनिक अधिकारियों एवं सेलर्स ने एक साथ लिया। अनेक स्थानों पर सुरक्षा बलों के साथ साथ उनके परिवारों ने भी लाभ लिया। ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म्स को इस्तेमाल करते हुए पहली बार मार्च 2021 में हमारे सैन्य बलों के वेटरन्स के लिए भी कार्यक्रम कराया गया। सुरक्षा बलों के असीम त्याग और बलिदान के लिए हर एक भारतीय कृतज्ञ और ऋणी है। इन वीर जवानों को आंतरिक रूप से सशक्त बनाना ही हमारा उनके प्रति सच्चा सम्मान और हार्दिक आभार है। जय हिंद।
ओम शांति। दीपक भाई, has Deepa Didi joined?
Yeah, दीपा दीदी आ चुकी। दीपा
ओम
दीदी
शांति।
welcome कर चुकी।
Om Shanti and welcome you all. I, Lieutenant Colonel Vikas Chauhan, once again extend a hearty welcome to the Telangana State Police Academy officers, my wonderful brothers and sisters who have adorned this uniform, and I very well understand what it means and what it entails to be there at, especially during these times of COVID. So today the session is really pertinent to the present times, but nationally as well as, in fact, even our households are also affected by it. So let me just welcome our sister Deepa, who is the faculty for today afternoon session. Deepa Didi hails from Mumbai, and she's a commerce graduate. She is uh, dedicatedly giving her spiritual services from Vile Parle Center in Mumbai. Didi has extensively traveled across the country, and uh, at very many occasions, I have been personally associated with Didi and taken personal benefit and personal notes for my own spiritual progress. Uh, so today we all are really lucky to have Didi, and Didi will tell us how we can manage stress, and in fact how we can really lead a stress-free life while being in uniform, performing all our duties, handling all our responsibilities. So with this, I welcome Didi. Uh, please welcome to you, and please start the session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Shall I speak in English only? That is more comfortable.
Yes, Didi.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much. And it's a real pleasure for me to be individually interacting with all of you. And I think maybe you're able to also see this little presentation, which we are also seeing, because I just thought that we should be able to interact with each other. But afternoon time is something which little heaviness will be also there because of the subject, which is a little subtle. So I would request you to keep interacting. I will be asking a few questions, and maybe you can just interact and we share with each other. We were talking about stress management, and normally they say that whenever we talk about something in our own spiritual study, the Supreme Father always tells us that we should experience something, empower ourselves with that, and then share it. Gyan Swarup banna hai. And so, just before connecting with this program, there was an experience of challenge of stress because I was unable to go through WebEx, and there was some challenge. And it's just that as I was, in the process, and I saw that 4 5 times, but I'm not able to connect. I sent a message also to Deepak Bhai that maybe it will be delayed. Some other sister came and helped me technically because there was some firewall because of some protection which was there in the laptop. So we find that as soon as there's a situation which we cannot handle, if we check what happens to our state of mind, and at that moment, to be able to deal with that situation, we need to slowly shift our state of mind from a state of chaos, allowing the situation to affect us, to a state of calmness, where we have clarity of the situation and we can deal with it. So we find that when we talk about stress management with the spiritual perspective, it is an ability to somewhere break our own personal limitations, or which we can call as well subtle weaknesses, or maybe subtle negative personality traits which we have imbibed as a lifestyle. And becoming aware of them, first of all, is the most important thing because many times we are not so aware of them. And because we are not aware of them, we have not really put so much effort to change them or overcome them. So the ability to, first of all, become aware of them, then break them and move beyond them and connect with our own inner potential, those inner energies within, so that we can deal with that pressure outside, combat that pressure with a much more calmer attitude, where I remain busy but easy. Now, when I'm talking to you, it feels strange because every day you're dealing with stress. I mean, in the police at such a senior level, you're not only dealing with stress, but you're also guiding wonderful teams in the police as you are very senior officers and you are successfully managing so many chaotic situations. So we find that there are many, expertise which you have been able to imbibe within yourself and years of experience. You have so much capability. And so whenever there's actually a stressful situation, everyone remembers people, seniors like you, and the police is remembered, and immediately you manage the situation. So when we are talking about stress management, it means how I can manage that stress within also. That's like externally you're managing the situation. How can I manage my own state of mind? Manage the inner stress or chaos which comes where sometimes the situation outside affects me. So maybe let's take a journey. We are going to have nearly about 3 sessions from today onwards where we will keep interacting with you. And we'll try to see how we can make this more practical so that we can share with each other also. So today, if we can start with a small little exercise. I am not able to see each one of you, but I think you are a wonderful group sitting together, all of you. And if I can request you to, 2 people, I think on a bench, 2 people are sitting together. Is it like that? So one person? Yes. I just want for this exercise 2 people to connect with each other and talk to each other. So, I mean, surely you have to keep that distance, but 2 people need to talk to each other. So if you can just see who you can connect as a partner. Yes. So maybe you can just say namaste to the person, because shaking hands, maybe it's not so practical now. You can just say namaste to each other. So you know that this person is my partner for this exercise. Is it okay? Any one of you can just maybe respond to me. Is it okay? Can that be possible? 2 people together? Yes, any one of you in the group can just respond to me. Yes. Maybe you have the mic somewhere there, so any one of you can respond to me. I can't hear anyone. So is it possible for you to, one of the person to talk to me? Yes? Are you able to hear me? Yes? Any one person can at least just respond. Yes? You promised you'll be sharing with each other, no? Actually, you need to come closer to some place to respond, something like that. If a mic can be given so that you can respond whenever I request. Is it possible? I can't hear anyone. So are you able to hear me?
Yeah,
Deepak?
yeah, it is audible.
Okay, audible. So can you 2 people connect with each other in the group? The one who was brother who you were responding to me. Is it possible for two people to connect?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't see you, but then if 2 people can connect with each other and talk to each other, these are the 3 questions which you need to ask. Remember a situation. There would be so many situations at work, but you can remember a situation of work or maybe a situation in the family. Okay, where maybe you have dealt with it, a stressful situation which you have successfully dealt with it. Remember that.
Okay.
Okay, and then first this will be a exercise for the self, and then you will be talking to each other. So first, the first step is reminding yourself about the situation in the past where you have dealt with a difficult, chaotic situation successfully. Remember the situation, the first thing. How did I deal with it? Visualize yourself dealing with that. go back to that situation. It could be something just maybe in the past 1 week also, maybe yesterday also. Could be in your area of work, could be in your area of family, anywhere. How did you deal with it? How did I deal with it? And most important, the third question, these are three questions or 3 steps for reflection. The third step is, what values within me, what qualities within me, what virtues within me helped me to deal with that stressful situation? Okay. So first thing, what was the situation? How did I deal with it? But I think that should be clear now. You should be able to visualize it. Now try to see what virtues were working for you at that time, which helped you to deal with that situation. See yourself dealing with that situation, talking to people, guiding people, managing things. See yourself. See your face, see your body language, see your emotions, your feelings, what you were talking, what you were communicating. And as you're visualizing yourself, try to recognize what virtues were working for you at that time. What qualities within you were working for you at that time? What values you were using so that you were able to deal with that situation? Okay. So the third question is the most important one. What values, what virtues were working for you? Okay. I think most of you would have been done with that. So now 2 people who are facing each other, who you have chosen as your partner, you need to talk to each other. So you can share your situation first person and what were the virtues. Your friend, your partner who's in this hall, who's connecting with you for this exercise, he will listen to you very carefully and maybe remember it also, because you may be asked to share the situation of your friend, of your partner. Okay. So one person speaks, the other person listens. After some time, the other person will speak and then you will listen. Okay. So you have 5 minutes to talk to each other. Okay. I give you 5 minutes to talk to each other. What will you share? You will share the situation and the third answer, answer to the third question. What virtues, what qualities were working for me, were reflected very easily in my behavior when I was dealing with that stressful situation? They were very easily felt and seen in that situation, in your thoughts, in your feelings, in your words, in your actions, in your body language. What qualities, what virtues, what positive values were working for you, you were using at that time to deal with that difficult situation? Okay, so you need to share to each other. Okay, so maybe 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes for both to share with each other. So please don't take more than 2 minutes each. Start. I can't see you, but I hope you're talking to each other. Maybe Gitaben, if you could just have some soft music, if possible. But I think it will not be possible because I'm sharing the screen. That's fine. Please take this opportunity to talk to one friend. I hope one person has finished and the other person has started talking to each other. You have a mic which you can move around, no? I hope. So please keep the mic ready. Yes. You've been able to talk to each other? Can just one person respond so that I know what's happening there? Because I can't see you. Yes, one person could keep the mic with them so that you can just respond. So I know what's happening there. Are people still talking to each other? Yes, the person with the mic, if you can just respond. There is a mic, I think, there. Are you talking to each other? Have you completed? Someone had just responded to me. Can someone just keep the mic and respond to me? Is everyone done with the sharing with each other? Yes?
Madam,
Yes.
sir explained about the situation what he faced during one officer's tenure, madam.
Okay. Okay, one thing. Yeah, thank you so much. So you have been sharing, I hope, each one. What I want you to, maybe one or two people, you can just share your friend's name. You have to share your friend's name and the virtues which he was expressing when he was dealing with that situation successfully, if it's possible. Yes, so one or two people.
Uh,
You have the mic, no? So two people were talking to each other. I'm sorry, but I mean, it's just a way on which we can interact with each other. Though, I mean, it's not very easy because we are on an online platform, but I think still it is possible because you have been sitting together. So one person can just share maybe the name of their friend and the virtues which their friend shared, which he was using in that difficult situation. So both of you share each other's name, at least one pair.
yes, madam.
Only one. Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for responding. Yes?
Can I explain what he told to me? Can I explain?
Yeah, maybe very short because we
Yes.
don't have so much time. So just a minute, maybe a few seconds.
He
But most
told
important is the virtues.
about the situation, 2 years back situation he explained, and how he faced the stress by utilizing available resources and including manpower.
Hmm.
So he had overcome that problem and managed his stress properly.
Yes.
And
What virtues were working for him at that time? What helped him to do all this, to use those resources, whatever it is? What virtues, what positive qualities were working behind him at that time for helping him to deal with that
we
situation?
did not discuss entire topic, madam. Just you asked me to explain.
Yeah,
Now,
just the virtue. Just explain the virtue. What virtue, what positive quality was helping him, which he must have shared? So maybe it was courage. Yes.
yes, madam, when he faced that stress, he maintained his silence, and
Okay.
he continued his work until completion of the task, madam.
Okay. So one is calmness, then second is consistency.
Give up. He did not give up his task.
Yeah, the attitude of never giving up. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. And
Yes.
maintain silence.
And
Silence.
calmness. Yeah, silence means inner calmness. Yes. Stability. Great. Yes, so yeah, the one with whom you were talking, the friend will maybe share your, the virtues you were reflecting in your situation.
I did not explain about my situation, madam.
Okay, okay. So anyone else, any other pair who have discussed, one person can at least just share the virtues and qualities of what his friend shared with him behind the situation. Any other person? Yes, I can't see you, but I can hear you. Yes, is there anyone else? Okay, maybe if you're not so comfortable and because we are not able to connect with each other, I will move ahead. But if you can keep the mic with you so that you can keep responding to me. Is it okay for you to respond to me? Are you comfortable? All of you are comfortable? Yes? Are you comfortable, all of you, to connect, to talk, to respond? Yes, anyone can just use the mic to communicate. Are you comfortable? Yes, are you comfortable? I can't hear you, but maybe I hope you're comfortable. Yes, the mic is with someone. Okay. It's okay. I may not see you, but you can just say yes. It's okay for you to coordinate and communicate and respond. Okay. Maybe what we understood by this sharing, I mean, I hope each one of you were able to discuss with one friend. But what's important for us to understand is that each one of us has faced so many situations because you are managing stressful situations in the police and helping society, helping people around you. We find that stress is something which is absolutely, easy for you. Normal situations, you are always dealing with that. But we connect with those virtues and qualities within us, which helped us to face those challenging situations. So, what does this tell us? This sharing tells us that each one of us has a lot of capability within, and we have a lot of, resources within, which we need to connect with to deal with situations. One another thing is that we find that each one of us deals with stress, but we need to recognize whether that stress is affecting our state of mind. Sometimes we find those situations affect us. They affect our state of mind, they affect our health, they affect so many other things in our life. Let's try to see if we get affected by stress or do we get stressed. Okay, so there's this list of some questions. You don't need to tell us what is your answer, but you need to check with yourself. First of all, do I get tired easily? So I just need to respond to myself. Do I get irritated with others in the smallest of things? Do I feel there's always an inability to cope with some situations? Not all, but some situations. Do I think too much about things I can do really nothing? And I keep thinking about that, and I know that I can do nothing. Do I always feel that I need more rest than usual? So every time I sleep, but then in the morning when I get up and the alarm rings and I say 5 more minutes and I say 5 more minutes, do I feel I always need more rest? Is there an inability for me to listen to other people's problems and issues when people keep talking about it and I feel that I can't listen to it much? Do I tend to get confused and find it a little difficult to make situations in difficult situations? Do I sometimes feel that my time gets wasted in trivial aspects, like I've planned for the day, some important things to be done, and yet sometimes I get so involved in those trivial aspects that the time just flows and my time gets wasted. I'm not able to complete what I had planned. Do I feel adjusting with some people is really impossible? Do I experience regular headaches? Now, if the answer is yes, or like maybe 7 or more than 7 yes is there, that means somewhere those situations of stress have started affecting us. As less is the answers yes, then that means we are able to deal with that. And then if it's a minimum, yes, that means situations I'm dealing with it, but it's not affecting me. It's not leaving any marks on me. Now we find that stress is not something which is just specific to people at your level working, but it's something a problem with everyone. Today we find little children also talking about stress because they are also studying online, and it's not very easy. Like today we are talking online, training online, and it does has its advantages, but it also has its limitations. So in the same way, children also find it stressful because they are online studies. They also miss that interaction, the play which they have with their friends. It may be about meeting deadlines. You also have a lot of projects and a lot of deadlines, dealing with difficult people, which you're doing every day without feeling that overwhelming feeling, a lot of unfinished work. I can get stressed at work, but then we find that we carry that state of mind to even our family. Does that happen? Yes, you think it happens? Your stress at work, does it get carried off at your family also? Yes, you feel so? Yes. It's good if you can respond. I mean, if you can keep the mic somewhere where you can just allow people to respond. Yes. So that I know you're with me and you're awake. Yes. And it becomes easy for me to interact with you. Do you think you carry it to your home also sometimes? Yes. I hope you can interact. So we can keep the mic with you. Stress and worry surely affects our health. So I think WHO also has talked about holistic health, and we find that our state of mind 100% affects us. They say today doctors are talking about most of our illnesses being psychosomatic. And so there are many effects of stress on our health. But what's most is, I mean, all this is something which we know. But what's most important is that, what is the solution do we create for this experience of stress? What is the antidote to stress? What do I do when I get stressed? So we find that there are very beautiful methods and tools which we learn through meditation, through Rajyoga meditation, visualization, which can help to reduce my stress and improve my sense of inner well-being. So how do I do that? By practicing peacefulness. Like one of you, I mean, when only one brother has responded, and that brother was talking about his friend being silent. So behind the word silence, I mean being peaceful, being calm, being light, being relaxed. And so how can I actively practice that state of mind of peacefulness, of being relaxed internally, but very alert outside? Easy inside and very busy and involved outside, a balance of both. So we find that by practicing this peacefulness within, we lay the foundation of our overall well-being, and we are able to sustain hope in every situation. Even if maybe there are challenges where maybe sometimes we fail, we are able to sustain our self-respect, learn and move forward. And in life, I enjoy that deep sense of contentment. So we find that it's so important for me to start practicing this inner peacefulness, this inner calmness, because the one thing which I can really influence is my own state of mind. External situations which we face mostly are chaotic. So we find that sometimes people like to take time out and relax themselves. But today, because of COVID, we find that it's quite difficult for us to disconnect and move away. So let's experiment with some, moments of being able to experience that feeling of calmness within. And what's most important is how I can use this technique of feeling calmness within in my daily life, in my everyday life. And we call this as taking a minute for ourselves. There was a program in Brahmakumaris in 2006, which was called Just a Minute. And it was a worldwide program which we launched, where we requested people that because everyone is so busy, and pre-COVID, though we always felt we have time, we don't have any time. Like many times people say कि मरने की फुर्सत नहीं है, नहीं? So time कहाँ है ये सब चीजों के लिए? अच्छा है, जरूरी है, लेकिन time नहीं है. So we find we always felt that. And yet today we find, after COVID, we find, yes, we can create time, and it's very important, it's very necessary. So that little minute which we can create, that little space which we can create for ourselves. Now, what is the magic of 1 minute of silence, reflection, meditation, peacefulness? That 1 minute which I can spend, how will it help me? Do you have the mics, all of you? There is someone who has a mic? Just say yes, if you can just say yes. Yes. The one who has a mic closely, if you can just say yes. No? Yes, you prefer to just listen, not talk. Okay. Now, what happens in that one moment of silence which we enjoy, that calmness which we enjoy, what happens? How does it help me? That one moment of silence, first of all, it has an immediate impact on my state of physical health. So in the first box, the gray color box, you can say, it says that 1 minute of silence can slow down my heart rate and my breathing. Nowadays, we learn pranayam, which is very important post-COVID, because COVID is affecting our respiratory system and we need to strengthen it. And so as part of our exercises to improve our immune system, everyone needs to do a little bit of pranayam at least. So we find that automatically when I'm meditating, it's natural pranayam. It slows down my breathing. And so I'm able to take more and more oxygen. It normalizes my blood pressure. Meditation, silence, peacefulness, it normalizes this blood pressure. It helps me to use oxygen, that is, improves that breathing more efficiently. It slows down my aging process. It improves my immune function, and this is very, very important in today's times. We have also found that those little moments of silence also helps us to energize ourselves. I would like to share you an experience which we have had in these COVID times, where in Mumbai there is a hospital which the Brahmakumaris is running with our sister concern called Global Hospital and Research Center, which is based in Mount Abu, but we have one chapter here in Mumbai, in Andheri West, and we are helping to manage this hospital, which is like, it's like a tripart agreement. The hospital is by, the place where the land is of the BMC, hospital is built by a company, BSCS at that time, as a community project, and we are managing it. The Brahmakumaris Global Hospital is managing it.
Excuse me.
Now, you can hear me? You can hear?
Can I ask one question, please?
Yeah. Can I just complete this maybe? And then I'll ask you to ask me the question. Is it okay? Can I just complete? Is it okay?
Can I ask?
Okay.
Yes. Ma'am, what I learned from your session is a moment of silence can slow down your heart rate and breathing. That is one point. Point number one.
Yes.
But if anything happens, naturally a human being will be subjected to some stress and worry, whatever it is there. But at that time, how he is going to keep silent? That is one question, first of all. Basically, because of his personality, whatever it is, whether it's blood pressure, whatever it is there, and naturally, the tendency will be in a hurry mode. A moment of silence, he will forget. A moment of silence will keep him everything right. But how to get
remind yourself to have that moment.
Question.
You're absolutely right, brother. Your question is very genuine. And this tool is not to be used when the situation is there. It's like you cannot practice badminton at the, match. When you are in the match, you can't practice, no? It has to be done before. So it's this practice which you're talking about. You're using this tool in our normal day-to-day life when things are okay also. And as we keep strengthening ourselves and as we practice this in our normal situations, what happens is that as soon as there's a situation of stress or a little challenging, little chaotic situation outside, I can access that calmness which I've experienced some time back in that tool of meditation or tool of self-reflection. But you're right, you can't do it at that time. So it needs to be practiced before. And as we were seeing this first block, so I was just talking to you about this, hospital experience which we have had in this 1.5 year of COVID. And you'll be really, surprised to understand that actually we have had so many patients who have been affected. Maybe 80%, 90% lung has been involved with COVID. And these patients have been able to remain very strong from within. And having that deep faith in themselves, that positive thought, positive attitude, that yes, everything will be okay, I'll recover. Their relatives also having the same, sharing the same thought process, resonating the same thought process. And we have in the hospital over there, we have created an environment for them to also have some meditation moments in the audio system which we have there. And sisters also connect to them through WhatsApp video calls whenever it's possible. And what we have found that such patients, and even there are some patients who have, following this meditation, Rajyoga meditation for a long time, and we have found that because of this positive attitude, because of this calmness, and practicing those positive thoughts and helping the body to heal, they have been able to recover much more easily. Even cases who are very difficult, they've gone, 15, 16 liters of oxygen and a lot of lungs are involved. Slowly, they've come to that stability and then they have healed outside. But there have also been situations where there have been patients who are asymptomatic, no symptoms involved. And such patients by the doctor are guided to have home quarantine. But these patients have a lot of fear and anxiety. And every moment they feel, oh, their oxygen is coming down and they are not going to be able to breathe well and they need to be admitted and something needs to be done and they need to be given all these injections and they read on the net and they want all these injections to be given. That anxiety and fear and stress within because of that illness slowly works on them so much that slowly they start developing all those symptoms. And even some of these patients have gone to a stage of, going bad. So we find that it's so important for us to enjoy that calmness within, but it needs to be done before. So not during the situation, but I need to practice it before. That moment of silence helps me to beat a retreat from the cares of the world and then come back to that responsibility feeling refreshed. So it's just a minute. So after that 1 minute, you have to come back to your work only. You're not going to remain in that silence. And that 1 minute does not mean you should stop your activity and sit down in that 1 minute silence. No. But it's a practice which I can develop. And then I could be just maybe taking a cup of tea or just drinking a glass of water. But I could connect to that inner calmness and silence and to the higher source. In silence, what I do is I connect with my inner values, my virtues, connect with the higher supreme, and also heal myself. Because there could be a situation before that 1 minute where someone has said something which has hurt me, something has happened which has created that little anxiety within me. So that little 1 minute will be able to help me to relax, to heal my state of mind. But I need to understand no matter how busy I am, how tired I am, I can always give myself this gift of 1 minute. Can I? Yes. Do I need to? I will give time to only that person whom I love. Do I love myself? Yes. Can I ask myself this question? Do you love yourself? Do you care for your state of mind? Do you care for your health? Yes. So I will give myself this 1 minute only if I'm able to take care of myself. So surely I'm sure each one of you would give that little time. Can we have a small little experience of silence and meditation for a minute? Is it possible? Will you be able to support me? So you can at least say yes. Yes. Anyone who has a mic with them? Yes. Yes. Okay. So they are saying like this? Okay. Okay. I am not able to see, but then that's fine. Would you be able to sit a little erect for that little minute of relaxation and meditation? Just sit erect. And if I can ask people to just stop the movement which is around. So you can ask people to just sit down. Take a moment and you can close your eyes because it's a beginning of your practice and some of you are not used to meditating or reflection or silence. So you could get distracted. Later on, when we learn Rajyoga, we can do open-eyed meditation. So keep your eyes closed. I will give you a few thoughts and just allow your mind to relax. Keeping your eyes closed, become aware. Through your mind's eye, see yourself sitting in this beautiful hall in this program. Through your mind's eye, for some time, see yourself sitting alone in this room, just by yourself, in an environment of deep silence and relaxation. And as I see myself sitting alone, I look at myself and I see my physical self, physical body, which is so valuable, so important, God's gift to me. And I become aware that this body is like a very valuable, important vehicle which I'm using throughout the day. But who is driving this vehicle? And I become aware of this beautiful light shining between the forehead. Through my mind's eye, I see this beautiful light, like a little spark of energy, a beautiful star shining between the forehead, like a little diamond, radiating the sparkle of peace, the light of peace all around me. Through your mind's eye, visualize this light of calmness, silence, and peace radiating around you, and slowly become aware of this light of peace flowing from your forehead, through your neck, through your entire physical body, slowly relaxing each physical organ. Through your mind's eye, visualize this light of calmness and sweet silence flowing through your entire body, slowly relaxing every nerve, every vein, every organ. And as I feel so relaxed and stable, I come back to the awareness of this beautiful light between the forehead, and I become aware that I'm a peaceful soul. This is my true nature. And as I enjoy this calmness and feel light, I slowly now open my eyes and I become aware of this room where I'm sitting. Yes. And as I come back to my environment, my friends sitting around me, I become aware of everything. How do you feel internally? How do you feel inside at this moment? Yes? How do you feel?
Very calm and peaceful manner.
Peaceful, yes. So that means I can use few moments throughout the day where I can slowly train my mind to connect back to the silence within. It's not outside, but it's my own nature, it's my own speciality. Now let's try to understand why we get stressed. Okay, we have experienced little silence, we have found that it's our true nature, we've enjoyed that calmness, but still, why does stress affect us so much? Why do we have to, keep dealing with it and, talking about stress management? Because there are some myths about stress. We have accepted it as normal. Yes, there are moments where when everything is peaceful, I will feel, oh, what's happening? Something is wrong. आज कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं आई है, क्यों हो, कैसे हुआ? आज कोई डांटा नहीं मुझे, तो ये क्या हुआ? आज हमने किसी को नहीं डांटा, तो ये भी नॉर्मल नहीं है. So we find that when things are very relaxed also, we are not very happy with that. We feel something, unsettling, because we have accepted stress as normal. It's like an everyday experience. Everyone has fear in the present for the unpredictable scenario in the future. Because of COVID, now it's more uncertainty. So all these feelings of fear, anxiety, when we look around, everywhere it is. घर में भी है, environment में है, थोड़ा सा न्यूज़ भी सुन लेते हैं, आप तो वैसे प्रैक्टिकल सिचुएशंस देखते हैं, आपको तो सुनने की जरूरत नहीं है क्योंकि आप तो प्रैक्टिकली सिचुएशंस देख रहे हैं. So even if little bit of that information comes to us by inputs by news also, and you're seeing everything every day, you find that stress and fear, that anxiety keeps coming in my mind and heart. Sometimes at work scenario, people feel that to remain, to give your best, to give your peak and best performance, you should be stressed. So there's a thought process that if you keep your people stressed, उनको वो pressure में रखें तो वो best देंगे. This is also a myth. The third most important thing is that we believe that other people, situations and events are responsible for my stress. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with this? Other people, situations and events are responsible for my stress? Yes? Do we agree? Everyone agrees with this? Yes? You need to respond. Yes? I hope you will make it more light, easier for me and not make me stressed. Please do respond. Yes, do you agree with this statement? Other people, situations and events are responsible for my stress? Yes? The mic is there somewhere.
Because of our own problems, we'll feel stress, not by other people and situations.
Yeah, you're very wise, brother, and thank you for your inputs. Thank you so much. And I mean, it's really very true what you said. But most of the times, I think it's difficult for us to accept this, no? It is true. We know somewhere in our heart that we're getting stressed because it's something to do with my state of mind. It's nothing to do with things outside. Because you see, if outside things, events, and people are responsible for my stress, then that event which is happening should give equal stress to all. But even in COVID situations, we find that there are some people who are still able to maintain their calm, they're still being stable, they are dealing with challenging situations in their family, they are still supporting other people in society and others everywhere. And some people who are getting affected. So as brother said, surely it's my own state of mind which actually is important. I need to take care of that so that I don't allow the situation to affect me. So it's something to do with me, something to do with my own state of mind. So I always have a choice in every situation of stress. Either I react or I respond. Now, seemingly, these two, words are just different words, ऐसे लगता है उसमें क्या है, react कहो या respond करो, बात एक ही है. But actually, it's different. Let's try to see what is the difference. Now, in the state of reaction, when we are in a reaction mode, what happens is our focus is on the problem. ये क्यों हुआ? क्यों किया? ऐसे क्यों हुआ? Why did this happen? Why did that person do like that? That should have not happened. That should have not been done. I informed, still they did like that. I told them, still it happened like that. So the focus is on the problem. A lot of negative feelings and emotions. Mental positioning becomes very negative. State of mind, because of those feelings and emotions, there's a lot of chaos. The speed of thoughts is very fast and the clarity of thought is very less. So our discrimination, decision-making powers are also less. We are not able to access them. They're not so refined. Our potential within us, which we have years of experience at work. You have led your teams and you're doing so well in managing so many difficult situations. But at that moment, because that fear and anxiety has got hold of my mind and heart, I'm not able to connect with those inner potentials, that, years of wonderful experience. I'm not able to feel that. I'm not able to feel my inner self-esteem. And because of that, I subtly start blaming people and situations around. So I start blaming people, I start blaming situations, I start blaming my life, I start blaming the Supreme. If there's no one else, then I start blaming the Supreme. And because of that, when I start blaming people and situations, there's a lot of conflict. The environment becomes very heavy and there's not so much open communication. Now, what happens in respond mode? Situation is the same. I understand the problem, but I choose to focus only on the solution. I understand the problem. I know. I mean, you have years of experience, so immediately you'll recognize it. This must have happened. Or you have some different options. This could have happened, that could have happened, that could have happened. So you have understood, but you immediately focus only on the solution. And as soon as you focus on your solution, then what happens? Your state of mind is completely involved in those positive, creative emotions, those constructive feelings, that solution-oriented thought process, and your mental positioning becomes completely positive. You feel, because your speed of thoughts is more calmer, thoughts are less, you feel more stable. Speed of thoughts is less, clarity of thought is more. So your powers of discrimination, decision making are intense. They are available for you. You are able to have intuitive understanding of the situation. You are able to connect with that intuition within. Your years of experience, you're able to feel that potential available for you. You have that deep sense of self-esteem that things will happen. Okay, everything will be controlled, everything will be managed. And you have good wishes for everyone. You trust other people. You take people with you in the solution, journey of the solution. So when you have involved everyone in the process of the solution, what happens is that the environment becomes much more lighter. Situation is the same, but the environment is much more lighter. And you can feel that respect for each other, support for each other, people working together in that situation. Now, what happens is that in response mode, we feel more stable and we are able to move closer to the solution and do it faster. One thing we need to understand, how much ever time I spend in the reaction mode, I need to come to the response mode sometime or the other. Do you agree with this? Do you agree with this? In the beginning, when the stressful situation is there, maybe I get affected by it. And so I start reacting, whether it's outside or inside. But I need to come to the response mode sometime or the other. Do you agree with this? Yes? To manage that situation, I need to come to the response mode sometime or the other. Yes? Do you agree with this? You have the mic, so please respond. Yes? Do you agree? Now, if I'm able to come to the response mode faster, then what happens? How will it help me? Please respond. You have the mic, so please talk to me. If I'm able to come faster to the response mode, how will it?
Yes. Ma'am, one thing just I would like to ask.
Yeah, afterwards, I have asked you a question, so I will listen to your question also. Just respond to me first. If I am able to come from the reaction mode to the response mode faster, then what happens? Because I have to come to the response mode sometime or the other to deal with the situation. But if I'm able to come quicker, then what happens? How will it help me? Yes? Brother, I will take your question, but I just wanted you to just respond to me first, if possible. Yes, you have the mic in front of you. I can see. I just was able to see it a little bit. If I'm able to come from the reaction mode to the response mode faster, quicker, what happens? How will it help me? Yes? Yes, please respond.
Good evening, madam. Whenever any problem will arise, immediately we have to react. That is material of the taking the time. That is the situation we will usually
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you because you are always in that. I mean, you're called to deal with chaos, so you are going to be in that stressful situation always. But as you said, you are expected to react. But the external, form of your reaction, if it's in a response mode, where you have more clarity, stability, you're focusing on the situation, You're guiding people, you're able to, have good clarity of thought, you're able to have good discrimination in decision making. Intuitively, you're able to understand what to do in that situation, and you're able to guide people if you're able to come into that response mode. So reaction means also, you need to do something. Yes, surely, I agree with you. You need to do something about that. You can't just sit down. But if we are able to respond with that stability, how will it help us? So we find that when we are talking about reaction mode is when the stress is affecting us here. And so I'm not able to have clarity of thought. My discrimination decision-making power is not so accessible at that time, and it's affecting me. And because of that, sometimes I blame people. I feel, that fear and anxiety gets to my state of mind, and, the environment becomes very heavy. But if I'm able to come quickly to the response mode, and I'm more stable in that situation, what will happen? It will help me to deal with that situation.
Yeah, depending upon the mood of the situation, according to that situation, we will react. That keeping in mind patience and not go for aggressive mode.
Yes. Any situation, the solution comes only when you have clarity of thought, when your decision making power is accurate, when you're able to discriminate and decide well. That's the only time when you can actually create and help people to move together in that solution. So we find that response mode becomes very, very important. Stress is equal to pressure divided by resilience. Now, when you're talking about pressure, because you are dealing with that situation every day, you're being called and you're guiding teams, to go to different places in the city, wherever there's pressure, wherever in the whole state, I think, because it's Telangana state police. So all of you are guiding your teams to go to places wherever there is challenge, wherever they need to bring law and order. So what do you think? Pressure is coming from mostly outside? Yes, from situations, from things happening outside. So what do you think about the element of pressure? Is it decreasing or is it increasing?
Obviously, madam, pressure is coming from outside.
Yes.
Then we have to restrict ourselves and tackle the situation.
Absolutely. So pressure is coming from outside. Now, the environment today, which we are seeing post-COVID also, and post-COVID situation, COVID is still there, and we are still dealing with that situation. So we find that the pressures have become less or it's increasing. Yes. What do you see? You're dealing with it every day. Outside situation, pressures are decreasing or increasing day by day? Yes?
Pressure should be less, resilience should be more now.
Should be, but what's happening actually? What about the pressure? What's happening in the environment today? Is it decreasing or it's increasing? The reality. Because you know the reality most than any one of us. Yes? We find that the pressure outside today is increasing day by day. The World Health Organization, and especially we find that most of our issues outside now, during after COVID, there is a lot of mental health issues which has come. The World Psychiatric Association has talked about the issues increasing of depression and other mental issues increasing more than 30%. And so we find that the pressure is really increasing in the environment. What about resilience? Now, if you honestly check yourself from morning to night, how much time are you investing to try to understand the pressure and deal with it? Though it's your role and your responsibility, and we are very thankful and we have a lot of gratitude to the police because you are taking care of so many situations and making things so easy for the public, for the civilians. So we are really having a lot of gratitude to you. But we find that still, if we check throughout the day, how much time am I investing to understand the pressure and deal with it, even if it's a responsibility. But throughout the day, how much time am I investing to develop my inner resilience? If we compare the two, where are we giving more time? Yes. Where are we giving more time? How much time throughout the day are we giving to develop our inner resilience? Yes. You have the mic. Please respond. Find we have very less time we are investing to really develop.
Practically nil, ma'am. On resilience, practically nil. We are not spending much time on resilience.
Absolutely. You're very, very honest, brother. And we find that because of that, what happens to your stress element? Because resilience is nearly nil. Pressure increasing day by day. And when pressure outside increases, naturally your pressure first increases because you have to bring law and order. You're expected to do that. You're expected to have those magical powers to bring law and order wherever you are. And so we find that what happens to the stress element? It keeps increasing because we are not doing much on the resilience portion. So that's where Rajyoga meditation, which is shared by the Brahmakumaris, plays an important role. It tries to help us to develop that resilience and helps us to recognize that it's not just the situation which actually is challenging, but it's the stress which we think, when we think about that situation again and again with stress, that really affects us. And so we find that when we are able to reconnect with our true nature, true qualities and virtues, that's when we are able to enjoy that inner sense of calmness, when we are able to really bring back our, state of mind. We find that when we talk about resilience, which area we need to work on? From these three areas, all three are very important for us. Which area we need to focus on to build our inner resilience? What do you think? Yes? I'm just making sure that you're not sleeping. I'm sorry. I'm just saying it in a lighter way, but I'm trying to interact with you as much as I can on this platform. Which area do you think you need to empower more?
Madam, self.
Self, absolutely right. And that's what we are going to do through meditation. So in these other 2 days, which we will interact again, we will see how we can empower the self. We find that the self is like the hub, like we have this wheel, and the center point of that wheel needs to be very strong. It needs to be very stable so that we can constantly have that movement around. Now, we find that when we are strong within and very calm within, we are able to deal with different situations easily. And maybe you will be thinking, yeah, it's very good for sister to say, but practically, is it possible? In stressful situations, especially in the military forces, because you're always dealing with so much chaotic situations, is it really possible? Yes, we have some experiences where we find that it is possible, and we can deal with this. It's possible for us to take care of those situations and also deal with. So I would request one of our friends who are with me today, one of our colleagues, Vikas Bhai, to please share some of his experience in a practical way, because he has been with the army for so many years. And now, since about 2-3 years, he is retired, and he's spending all his time to help us in the security services wing to serve the military forces, especially through his rich experiences. And he's also helping Deepak Bhai and the office in Mount Abu to organize all these programs, to coordinate, to connect with all of us. And he has a rich, variety of experiences in his practical, army experiences when he was in the army working at different positions. So I would request him to share one experience at least with us today. And he will be with us for other 2 days also, and we'll keep connecting with him. Thank you very much. I'll meet you again tomorrow, and we'll move a little further on how to empower our resilience tomorrow. But today we will listen to one beautiful experience from Vikas Bhai. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Didi. Thank you for telling us in detail about stress, how we can deal with these stresses which are there day to day. Friends, just wanted to share, as Didi has told me, I wanted to just actually, last 22 years, I have been with the Brahmakumaris. In 1999, when I first, I happened to interact with the Brahmakumari sisters, it was during the Kargil war, when at Mumbai, when I was posted there as a young captain. Sisters, two of our sisters, just like Deepa Didi, they just walked into my office, and they wished me Om Shanti, brother, I just reciprocated. And then I asked them, why have you come here? The sisters very sweetly, they said, brother, we want to tie Rakhi to our brothers in your unit. So we just need your permission. I asked them, since we were very committed in the with the supplying of stores and essential items for the war. So I was little in the kind of this thing. I asked sister, why do you want to tie Rakhi? I was not so. I was little kind of disturbed when these sisters walked in. So they said again very sweetly, brother, we sisters cannot go possible. It is not possible for us to go to Kargil, but we feel that if we tie Rakhi at in your unit to our brothers, we definitely feel that our wishes will travel across to Kargil to our brothers who are fighting the war. I really felt so nice that day because these sisters were so loving and caring. In fact, their vibrations were so positive. I told them, please, sister, please sit down and please tell me, since I am in uniform and our training is totally different. So please tell me how from Mumbai to Kargil, about 2,500, 3,000 kilometers, how does these good wishes travel? Because I am not aware actually how is it possible. So the sisters very sweetly said, brother, we teach Rajyoga meditation, and if you want to learn, you please come to our center to learn Rajyoga meditation. To tell you very frankly, I was a very fitness freak person that time, and I thought in my mind that it must be something to do with the meditation or the yoga, different postures and different asanas taught by Ramdev Baba, and I thought they would also teach me something like that. And immediately on that very day, on that evening, I just caught hold of my tracksuit. I went fully dressed up, thinking that I will learn some physical meditation, like Raj Yoga asanas and all. But there it was totally different. And then when I met my first trainer, the Raj Yoga teacher, sister told me, ki Vikas bhai, told me, ki Vikas bhai, God tells us to be always, she said in Hindi, कि हमेशा हमें प्रसन्नचित रहना चाहिए, प्रश्नचित नहीं रहना चाहिए. मतलब God wants we should be always happy and do not have any questions in our heart. So it's been really 22 years, not a question till date in my heart, because when I did this Rajyoga Foundation course, the knowledge is so profound and so vast and so very powerful that it made me so stable here, so I could deal the situations. I just want to narrate a small situation I encountered a few years back when I was training with my men in the Barmer, the deserts of Barmer. There we were supposed to have a ammunition drawl exercise, which was at a corps level. And it was a very big, huge exercise. I was the second in command of my unit. And my commanding officer, he tasked me that, Vikas, look, you have to organize and there should be no problems during this drawl exercise, because the general officer commanding himself, the GOC himself will be here to inspect us. So I assured him that, yes, sir, we'll do our best and no stones will be left unturned. As we were preparing for the exercise for about 10-15 days in the desert, every day early in the morning, I used to get up. We generally practice early in the morning. So I used to get up early in the morning and do my meditation exercise. And during that meditation exercise, I used to just immerse the general officer also in my thoughts. And I used to send good positive vibrations to him that he's a very balanced person. I know he used to be very short-tempered when he saw an officer with less amount of preparation. So I had heard him earlier also during a few conferences. So I was aware that he used to get really buggered up, and in fact he used to lose his shirt also over officers. So I used to send him positive vibrations that he's a very, very peaceful person and he's a very understanding person. And I continued this for next 10, 15 days till we actually came on that day of the final exercise. And that day I was standing with my commanding officer and waiting for him. And as he arrived, he just got down from his the gypsy, and my commanding officer saluted him. Next to him, I was standing. I also saluted him. Jai Hind, sir, welcome to the exercise. And he just looked at me. He held his hand near my cheek, and he said, "Good." And I was a little kind of confused. Why did he say so? But then he walked in, and the exercise began. My commanding officer was briefing him for about 1.5 hours that day about the complete exercise planning. And throughout the briefing, he was only in between we could hear the general officers shouting in kind of in amusement, like he was saying, "Good, good, very nice, very well planned." And it was actually never heard of. He was in such good mood that day, and he only kept praising my commanding officer. And then my commanding officer went with him in his rover and his gypsy to show him the complete area and the preparations in the ammunition point. And then, as it was planned, in the end, I was supposed to again receive him at one of the places where ammunition was kept, and it was to be shown to him practically how we are going to like load the ammunition in the actual war. So when he brought him there, it was my commanding officer who would have done the briefing, and I was just being the second in command. I was just responsible to do all the arrangements. So I was standing there waiting for them to arrive, and then my commanding officer would do the final briefing. So when they arrived, I again wished them, "Sir, welcome back again." And as luck would have it, the GOC told me, "Vikas, you do the briefing." And I was not prepared, actually, because I was so committed in doing the complete preparations for my commanding officer. I never thought I would be doing the briefing final before the same GOC. So I told my commanding officer, "Sir, you do the briefing. I have made all the preparations." But then again, the GOC came in between us. He said, "No, Vikas, you do the briefing. ये पवन तो थक गया है, सुबह से मेरे को लेके घुमा रहा है. You do the briefing." Now he just gave the complete directions to me to do the briefing. So I was there standing in front of the like all those 10, 15 charts, and I was supposed to conduct the briefing. And I had not read a single word in those briefing charts. So I just, in my heart of hearts, I remembered the Almighty Father. I said, "Please come and help your child," because I was aware what kind of temperament this general officer had. So I just, in my heart of hearts, said, "Please, it is now, it's my, you have to just bail me out from this situation." I remembered the Almighty Father, the way we always remember during the morning meditation sessions. And believe me, I just looked at the briefing chart. I just mugged up in my heart few lines, and then looked at the general officer with confidence, and then I narrated. I just said, "Sir, welcome to the ammunition point, and this ammunition point holds the ammunition for the entire division, and we are prepared to fight the war for these many days." And then again, I just looked at the chart, a few lines. I again read a few lines so that I can but that he should not feel that I am not prepared. So I just again mugged up few lines in my heart, and again looked at him, and with confidence again narrated few lines. But then I don't know what happened. Suddenly the general officer started reading all the charts loudly. He himself. I slowly kept quiet, and General was just reading one by one all the chart loudly, and I was just standing there and seeing him, and it was really about 10 to 12 charts were there. He read all the charts, each line, and loudly he was reading aloud, and I was kept quiet. And in my heart of hearts, I thank the Almighty Father. Yeah, you really bailed me out. And I tell you, that day when he visited the complete ammunition area, he immediately told his ADC to hand over 5,000 check of 5,000 rupees to my ammunition technicians. Immediately, he handed over 10,000 check to all the people who were there as a kind of a prize, token of prize to all of them. And that day, I really felt that the Almighty Father bailed me out from that kind of thick situation. So, as Didi was mentioning, you cannot actually practice kind of being in silence or being in calmness when you are actually in the situation. When we were training in the academy, we heard a line that the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. So actually, it is the practice in the peace times what you do. So daily morning, what we have learned meditation in Brahmakumaris, we give at least 5 to 10 minutes in the morning and some time in the evening, and in between every hour or so, we give 1 minute of silence to us. And during our daily routines, we try to make it a practice. We connect to the Almighty Father, recharge, and then we enter into our other work. So it really pays. It's my personal experience, and I've been practicing it for last about now 22 years. Um, uh, Didi, I think we are now, we've already crossed the time for today. Thank you all, sir. Thank you so very much for giving patient hearing to for this session. Tomorrow again, we will be here, both the sessions in the morning and the afternoon session. Didi will be here with us, and we will talk more how we can empower ourselves from within using Rajyoga meditation as a practical tool. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Didi. And we'll again connect. Yeah. Thank you so
विकास
much.
भाई
Thank you.
जी
सर भी
विश्व भाई.
बोलेंगे ना, उनके जॉइंट डायरेक्टर सर हैं.
हाँ जी.
जी.
Thank you very much, Sister BK Deepa. Thank you very much to Vikas Rao Chauhan conducting stress management to Raja Bahadur Venkat Ram Reddy, Telangana State Police Academy. Thank you so much also to SSW. We will meet tomorrow, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Om Shanti, Didi.